Hi everyone, this is Midhuti Agustin and welcome to the lecture series on model predictive control. In this lecture, we discuss some of the advanced topics in MPC and also a few applications of MPC. Here is the overview. We start with a brief discussion of some of the advanced topics in MPC such as robust MPC, stochastic MPC, hybrid MPC, etc. Then we discuss a few major applications of MPC. These are some of the advanced MPC schemes. In adaptive MPC, the model parameters are estimated online and the MPC is designed for the estimated model. The model parameters are considered to be unknown, which is assumed to be constants or slowly vary. So in adaptive MPC, we start with an initial model parameters using which an initial controller is designed. Then in the online, the model parameters will be estimated and the controller will adapt to the estimated model. Another important classes are robust MPC and stochastic MPC, which are deals with model predictive control of uncertain systems. In robust MPC, the uncertainties are considered to be bounded. So it considers MPC of uncertain systems with bounded uncertainties. It can be of this form in equation 1. Here W is the uncertain vector. It can be usually a disturbance vector and it belongs to the set W. So W is considered to be a bounded set, which is usually a polytope. So we can define W using a set of linear inequalities. Then the objective of robust MPC is to achieve stabilization or set point tracking in the presence of this bounded uncertainty. Now, stochastic MPC considers model predictive control of uncertain systems with stochastic uncertainties. So stochastic systems can be represented as in equation number 2. Here, the initial state x0 and the disturbance vector wk are uncertain vectors and considered to be random vectors for which some statistical information is assumed to be available, such as mean and variance. Since the initial state x0 and the disturbance wk are random vectors, the future states of the system will also be random vectors. Therefore, we use the expected value of the states in the state equation, which is denoted as xk bar, and also for disturbance we represent the expected value by wk bar. Using the model in equation 2, we can predict the expected value of the future states. Then in the MPC, an optimization problem is solved to minimize the expected cost, which gives the control input UK. Now in hybrid MPC, we deals with MPC of hybrid systems, which are dynamical systems that has both continuous dynamics and discrete dynamics. One of the important classes of hybrid systems is the switched systems, which consists of a number of subsystems and a switching rule that governs the switching among the subsystems, and can be defined as in equation number 3. Here, I is the switching index, which is decided by the switching rule or the switching law, and it belongs to the set M, where M is the set of subsystems. So here we have M number of subsystems, and during each time instant k, the switching rule will select one subsystem from this set, and that will be the active subsystem. Then the next state will be decided by the active subsystem. Here, the continuous dynamics is defined by the state and control input vectors, and the discrete dynamics is characterized by the switching index. Now in MPC of switched systems, we have to design both the switching law or the switching index sequence and the control input sequence, which minimizes the cost function. Distributed MPC considers model predictive control of distributed systems, which consists of a number of local subsystems and a network over which the local systems communicate. Distributed systems also have a number of subsystems like the switched systems, but here the major difference is that all the subsystems are active at each time instant, whereas in switched systems only one subsystem is active at a time. Therefore, in distributed systems, we have separate states and control input for each subsystems, which we denote by xi and ui. So here xi and ui denotes the states and control input of the ith subsystem, where I belongs to the set M and M is the set of subsystems. So in distributed MPC, we have to design the control input for each subsystem, which minimizes some performance measure. The performance measure can be a function of the local performance measures and some common objective. Next, we discuss some applications of MPC. The initial applications of MPC is in the process industries, in which MPC was used for controlling complex multivariable processes with slow dynamics. The initial versions of MPC are known by the names Generalized Predictive Control, or GPC, and Dynamic Matrix Control, or DMC. The ability to handle constraints make MPC suitable for controlling mechanical systems such as robots, automobiles, and aerospace vehicles. MPC can also be used for controlling electrical systems, and it has many applications in power systems. Recently, MPC is started to use in controlling power converters such as DC to DC converters, rectifiers, and inverters. Also, a large number of research is going on in this area. One of the major future applications of MPC is in controlling network systems. And this mainly comes under the area of distributed MPC and hybrid MPC. This has many applications in controlling power grids, multi-agent systems, communication networks, etc. And finally, these are the references for this lecture series. In this, the first two books are the references for linear MPC and nonlinear MPC. The third one is a book on optimization, which is the reference for the preliminaries and numerical optimization topics. The references 4 to 7 are for advanced topics in MPC and are suggested for people who are interested in learning the recent trends and researches in MPC. That completes this lecture and also the lecture series. The notes and the programs for this lecture series can be downloaded from the link given in the description. Thank you all for listening to this presentation, and in case of any feedback or suggestions, please let me know.